Yo, what's up, Kings? It's your boy here once again, Young V, shooting another fantastic video. Just want to come on here, guys, just give you a little more attitude, mindset, perspective, things that you guys been talking about, things I've been hearing, and things that us men, always want to come together and just so we can understand this experience that we live every single day, right? And just come together as brothers, and talk about things and gain perspective and have a better outcome on things in life. So that way we can have the type of life we want, whether we be in relationships, whether it be in business, whether it be at your job, or the type of quality of lifestyle that you want to build for yourself. Your life is your design, and God, whoever you believe in, Buddha, whatever, it's designed that way, so that way you can build your life. But, you know, um, as I always say though, this channel's for men, not boys, not males, men, okay? And these men are looking to become the greatest version of themselves. So then, therefore, they can have the tools that you and I need to go be productive members of society, not only for society, but for our own lives and the people that we love and care about, right? So if you have friends, family, enemies, foes, people who are, you know, don't get it, you know, don't pay attention to that. You focus on the prize, you focus on the vision, you focus on your dreams. And you can't expect someone who hasn't been given your dream, or excuse me, you can't expect someone to understand your path when they have not been given your vision. I'm gonna say it again. You cannot expect someone to understand your path when they have not been given your vision. So yeah. So today, gentlemen, is an interesting one. As the title says, a man's life is a life of suffering, basically, right? It's meant for suffering. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, right? Um, you hear Andrew Tate talk about this as well. And I've known this for years, but, I've been able to put this on this platform so I can share this with you guys and give you perspective and my observation and what I experienced too. And honestly, a lot of what Andrew says aligns into what I already know and talk about and been known for years. Um, it's just that we're the silent army that's been silent for the longest time. The loudest voices out there tend to run the show or seem like they're running the show. And, us, and doing our thing have kind of had enough, right? And it's time to bring masculinity back, make it stronger than ever. And, people don't want to agree with it. They don't have to. They can kick rocks, right? And personally, they can kiss my ass. So, um, masculinity not, excuse me, suffering is a great thing for men, right? First off, one, we're built for it. We're built to suffer, okay? I know you guys are like, what do you mean suffer? Who wants to suffer? Well, suffering is a great thing for men because that's where your character's at. Okay, this is what society doesn't teach you. This is what, your friends ain't gonna know about. Everybody's in the feel before real mindset. Um, but your life is meant for suffering because you need to build your character. And how? Why would you go through suffering to build your character? Well, it's only through those suffering times, those hard times that kind of test you. Do you truly know what you're made of? Right? So you got to go through these hard times, these suffering times, to build your character so you can be better at things in life. Be a deductive problem solver, be a more rational thinker, be a more masculine man, right? More stoic, more able to weather storms, not allow the winds of the world or your emotions or other people's emotions to to blow you off your course and blow you off your frame, right? Because people are gonna throw attacks at you all the time, but you got to know who you are. And in order for you to know who you are, you got to go through trial and tribulation, right? You got to know what you're made of, and through suffering, that's part of it, right? The beautiful thing about suffering is that you get to become, how do I say this? People will be envious of you. Let me just say it like that. Because they'll see something in you that they want and they think they're entitled to. Here we go. Nowadays, the entitlement movement. People think they're entitled to have what you have because they know you exude some type of, you know, masculinity, some type of aura, and it's captivating to some degree. And people get jealous and frustrated and they want what you have, but they're not willing to put in the work like you've done, right? So the thing is that as a man, you have to build your value. Okay, there's no way around it, and that's the beauty about it. You can't shortcut it. You can't, kind of see if you can buy it. You can't do any of that. You have to work for it, right? Because when you build your value, when you go through the suffering and the pain of change, right? And I say this: the pain of discipline is way shorter than the pain of regret. Okay, say it again: the pain of discipline is way shorter than the pain of regret. Most people will have regret. Most people will not achieve their goals. I was thinking about this earlier as I was shopping. Most people won't have the life they want. Most people won't have the relationships they want. And the reason why is because they're not willing to be patient. They're not willing to do the work. They're not willing to sacrifice, right? And they're not willing to grow and go through what they need to do to build the life that they need to build. But in order for you to have that, you got to become the person that you need to be when that comes, okay? The person you are now isn't ready for the life that that you want in the future. You have to build yourself up to that. Whether it be, again, relationships, business, it doesn't matter what it is. Men and women alike, we all have to work on ourselves, right? But when it comes to suffering, you're built for it. And you're supposed to go through suffering. It's a beautiful thing, right? You find out what you're made of, right? And the beautiful thing about a man's life is that when he does go through suffering, because we have to build our lives, we have to build our value, right? Women are born with their value, and men are born with no value. That doesn't mean we're not born as we don't have value as humans. Obviously, we do. Let's use a little critical thinking and common sense, okay? I'm talking about how not just the intersexual dynamics between men and women are, but just in how life is and how men are created to just build, created to overcome and become, conquer, if you will, right? The most important thing you should conquer is this, right? Other than anything else. But we have to build our lives, and it's a beautiful thing. That's why they say men age like wine, and they also say women age like milk. But hey, they have a shorter window when it comes to getting their mate, when it comes to getting the type of life that they want, the quality, right? I don't care. People will get mad when I say these things, but it's just because they're disagreeing with reality. Reality is that women have a metric of success and to get the type of quality men they want and or outcomes, and so do men. They have their own measure of success and or outcomes to get the quality of life they want and or women they want. We're not the same, okay? This is like childish stuff when we keep talking about things like as if we're the same. It's goofy. We need to grow up. So when it comes to suffering, it takes a little time. It takes a while for you to become who you need to become and or grow through what you need to grow through, right? And there's going to be a lot of mental demons, a lot of things you got to grow through. And the reason why I'm so excited about suffering, at first I wasn't. Oh my God, guys, I can't tell you how annoying and how hard it was. It still is. It's extremely hard, right? But then I remember that God designed me for this. I'm meant to suffer and grow through this, right? Because that's where my character, like I said, is forged. That's where the me I really want to be, that's where he's at. He's nowhere else but there, but I got to work for him, right? As you do too. You can't shortcut, you can't beat around the bush. You've got to do the work. And most people don't want to do the work. Let's be honest. Like I said earlier, most people want to be lazy. They want something for nothing. They want maximum results in life, and they want to put out minimal effort. Come on now, what's going on? This is men and women alike. Most people are lazy, right? So humans in general are lazy, but you gotta push against that. And the thing about suffering is going to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. Think about this. Think about a caterpillar, right? Caterpillar is a caterpillar when it's doing its thing, but then it gets in a cocoon, and it's in this cocoon for a while, and it's suffering. It's twisting and it's all up in there. You're like, man, this thing is it's up in there, man. It's like, it looks like it's suffering. Like, I wonder if we should open it up. But here's the thing about when you open up a little cocoon, it stops the growth process. See, that suffering is for a reason. That caterpillar needs to go through that suffering, because if it doesn't, guess what happens? It doesn't turn into a butterfly. But that's the whole point. And if you want to be able to have wings and be able to soar, right, with the very few who have done the work, right, you're going to have to go through some suffering. Okay? You're going to have to go through a pain of change. Like I said earlier, pain of change is way shorter than the pain of regret. Okay? And if you choose not to change, then you're just going to be a caterpillar. But when you grow through that change, you're going to turn into a butterfly, right? Beautiful. And that's what most, here we go again, that's what most people want. The outcomes, the end results, but they don't want to do what it takes to do what they need to do to be where you are, right? I remember John Maxwell saying, like, everybody wants to do what he does, but they don't want to necessarily do what he did, right? To have what he has. They don't, it's the did part that messes people up. So if you want to do what he does, you have to do what he did. It's the same thing with anybody. So I would advise you guys to grow up. Don't be manginous about this. Grab your balls, okay? Because we have enough soy boy, feminized, men out there that need to grow the F up. Because they get a little sick and tired of this whiny crap. And you guys, it's very embarrassing, right? It's not attractive. Opposite sex, they don't like that either. And I don't, because I understand that you guys are made for more. And men need to do what they got to do to become the best version of themselves. And not for the opposite sex. Yeah, like girls say, yeah, do better. Man, it's for you. Okay? They need to do their own stuff. Don't let me get into that. Because women need to work on themselves. They ain't going to just slide in, have the slide-in effect into a man's life who's whooped ass out there and worked his butt off, and think you're going to get a top-tier guy when you've been out there in the streets, when you haven't worked on your attitude, your behavior. You haven't been working on being like a submissive, which actually is submissive. The whole word of submissive is submit. Submission is submit to the mission. One mission, one vision, one dream. That's what submission means. Look it up. Okay? So I get tired of girls thinking they can come into a man's life that's done his work, worked his ass off, and think they can just come in and chill and just receive. They take from the spoke wheel instead of adding to it. What can I get from this guy instead of how can I help him? I've done my part, doing my part. You look at me because you like what you see. You like what I've done, what I build. But men want things too. And especially higher caliber men want certain things too. So if you don't want that, you can complaining, shaming, guilt tripping, need to be right, don't work no more. You can gladly leave, and we'll find the feminine women who actually want to be a part of our lives and understand their role, just like I understand my role. So anyways, I digress with that. But guys, I'm going to make more videos like this. You guys need to be more diligent and stop whining. Nothing comes from whining. You need to be productive. If you need to cry, cool. Cry with your brothers. Hey, gentlemen. What's going on, guys? Sorry about that. My connection dropped and I had to reestablish it. But anyways, yeah, guys, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think and, what we kind of talked about today. It's very important to me to hear your perspective. And, I know a lot of you guys call me and we talk on the phone too. And it's pretty great. But, like I said, this is what I do. This is what we do as a team. We serve, we help each other out, and it's all for the better good, so you guys can become the best version of yourself, right? So, but anyways, guys, just let us know what you think, and we always love hearing from you. So, with that being said, I'm out, and you guys just been hit with a little Alphadonia. So, anyways, you guys be safe, take care, peace, bye.